Amen, brother. Amen. All right, we got about 40 seconds for this opening range, 15-minute opening range. See if we want to come down, trade below. A lot of pullback there. A lot of pullback. We're right at VWAP. See what we do here. Let's see what the VIX is up to right now. Like JB said, the VIX is pretty overextended right now. We're still looking a little bit bullish here on the VIX. Overall, daily bias is still bearish. Just wanted to see if we could come up and grab that buy side liquidity at London high before coming back down. All right, 15-minute candle is created. Opening range is created here. Now we've got some sell side liquidity down below. And then we obviously have that same buy side up top. We've created relative equal highs now. So we've got some generated liquidity up top. See if we trade right through this 1 minute bullish fair value gap here. Looks like we're trying to drop here. And still waiting. I would still wait for a good solid entry level if I wanted to short this. Don't want to rush into anything here. I want to make sure we get a solid entry. We're really reading where price wants to go. Still respecting that 1 minute bullish imbalance here. Close inside of it again. Close below VWAP. The shorts look like they want to step in. We got a 1 minute bearish order block here. Let's see if we get any rejection off that level. If we're going to start heading down. I just don't like that we're inside of that bullish fair value gap right now. I'd want to see us inverse it. And all I'd be looking here on this move is if I was going to short this, I'd just want to see us come down and grab that low below our opening range candle. But right now you can see we're kind of a little bit still kind of trying to pick our direction. I would like to see the shorts from here. Now that since we had that such an aggressive move back down after sweeping buy side, I'd want to see if those shorts want to come down and just grab the bottom of that opening range candle. We'll see if they want to step in. We're just kind of sitting right in the middle of that range right now. We're sitting right at VWAP, so I'll give it some time here. I'll let the market make up its mind. Looks like those shorts want to step in. See if they can displace that 1 minute bullish fair value gap here. Got that one here. Got another one down here. So the shorts still look good here, but still not really an entry I want to take yet. We just displaced both of those 1 minute bullish fair value gaps. See if we trade back into this 1 minute order block here. Again, we're pretty volatile today, guys. We're already pretty volatile, so we got to be careful. And just this 1 minute order block here is already just about 100 ticks. Just kidding, it's about 77 ticks. Let's see if we want to get that short come in. If we want to bounce off that 1 minute bearish OB, we disrespected two bullish fair value gaps. just not showing me enough yet for me to want to jump in these shorts. All I'd want to see us do, I just don't like this wick that we're forming on the 15. I just want to see us come down and grab this low. You can see we're still in a 15-minute bullish for value gap here. We're just between a 15-minute bearish one, 15-minute bullish one. There we go, Christian. Good stuff, man. So let's see where we want to head back to, if we want to range right back up to the top. Looks like we're trying to range right back to the top here. Let's see. I just don't like that we're chilling around VWAP right now. Want to see us start moving away from it. Hourly, we got about 10 minutes left on the hourly candle. Still in a bearish imbalance here. Trading back into that 15-minute. So again, just going to be patient, not looking to force any trades. Back into that 15 in the 1 minute imbalance, and now we're ranging right back to the top. Looks like we might come up for those equal highs now. So we're still in the middle of our 15-minute opening range. Typically like to wait for one of those to get taken out, but sometimes we can catch the move going up to that spot or down to that spot. So let's see if we can see if we can catch these longs. I know it's going like back and forth a little bit, but really that's how the market's moving right now. Is we could very easily come down and grab that low, or we could very easily come down and grab that high, or come up and grab that high. It's just figuring out which one we want to grab first. Which one do we want to grab first? All right, we got that 1 minute bullish for value gap here. Let's see if we trade into it, what kind of reaction we're going to get. It would be nice for us to set up a silver bullet move right going into that silver bullet hour. If we can go grab liquidity, I'd like to see us set that up. All right, let's see us trade into this fair value gap. If we get a nice reaction off of it, we might be able to catch a nice long up to the equal highs. But again, just being very cautious because we are ranging a lot. Just a lot of ranging here. We're still in a bearish imbalance on the 15, a bearish imbalance on the 1 minute. So I need to see a nice rejection here if I was going to long this. To see a very nice rejection here. As we're still right in the middle of that range. Looks like these longs might want to step in here, but not enough momentum yet. Let's see if these longs want to come up to those equal highs. You can see we're just kind of struggling here. That's the issue, is trying to get an entry up here puts our stop loss a little bit too high. So I don't like getting an entry up here. But that's the issue with the way we've been moving recently in the market. These 1 minute candles are moving so much that it makes it hard to get that entry. You have to be more aggressive sometimes because sometimes you can't really wait for that reaction too much, or else you're not going to have the right entry. So now we're ranging right back down here. So this is what I mean about just being patient and waiting, because look at that 15-minute, just right in the middle, ranging up and down. So I'll just keep being patient. Just wait for the red setup here. The market still doesn't want to make up its mind yet. All right, these longs are starting to still look good here. See if we want to bounce off this level. I like that we're bouncing off VWAP off this 1 minute. Let's see, we're just still a little too volatile. Let's see if we can start to get a little bit of a pump. Yeah, I still don't love it right now. Still don't love it. Want to see a nice little bounce. This is the issue, guys, is we're just moving back and forth between 15-minute bearish imbalance, 15-minute bullish imbalance, and 1 minute bearish imbalance, 1 minute bullish imbalance. We're just caught in between all of these levels. Yeah, overall bias is still short. It's still short for right now. This would just be trying to catch this move up to those equal highs. Yeah, we did do that yesterday. Those equal highs we talked about in the morning. I still don't like getting in a position just yet. I almost just want to wait for us to take out that level first. We'll see. These longs are looking good still. Looks like they might still want to step in, but just too volatile. Not enough follow through right now for my liking. But we can see those equal highs up there, relative equal highs. Opening range, but we're still in the middle of that opening range, so I'd rather just wait. Give it some time. Wait for the market to go sweep one of those levels, and then we look for a move. I mean, I would still look for a move here, but the longs still look decent from this level. They still look decent from here. Just don't like that we're sitting in the middle of the range. And then if we look at the 15-minute, we're in that 15-minute bearish fair value gap, 15-minute bullish fair value gap, just bouncing from both of those levels. So I'm good to be patient here. Don't need to take a trade. Just want to wait for something perfect. Yeah, it just depends on the day, the type of price action we have. It seems as of recent on our internal, well, it just depends on the day. Sometimes we're going to be gunning for liquidity the whole entire day. Other days we're not going to grab any liquidity, or we're going to grab maybe 1 or 2 levels and then completely, just be bouncing off those order blocks and those fair value gaps. But overall in the market, I'm always looking at liquidity. But yeah, there's going to be days that we don't, go grab that level, and that's why we have to look at those order blocks and see why we're rejecting off that level. But my main focus is always liquidity. Just because of my strategy and the backtesting I've done, I've seen the market is always gunning for some level of liquidity. overall. So we displaced that 1 minute up there. Now we're trading down to this 1 minute. So just too much ranging here. This is why I didn't want to get an entry. We're almost into our silver bullet hour here. Let's see if we want to come grab liquidity on either side. Just gonna wait. Just gonna be very patient. Disrespected that 1 minute bullish for value gap there. Now we got this 1 minute bearish one up here. We're now into the new hour. So now we want to see us go grab previous hour low or previous hour high. And look for price to reverse that position. Create some silver bullet. Some kind of silver bullet move is what we're looking for. Okay, we're moving down. A few 1 minute fair value gaps left behind up there. The range so far is not really what I want to trade. Don't really want to trade the range. Really just waiting for us to sweep one of our levels. I mean, we could still look for an opportunity in the range, but I'd prefer waiting for us to take out the range on either side. But we are on silver bullet now, and we are creating 1 minute fair value gaps. We created. Let's see if we want to come down. And finally come sweep our opening range. High or low. This could be a very difficult day to trade all day, guys. Just letting you know, it could be very difficult. Let's see now that our previous 2 days have been. Could be a hard day to trade. So let's just make sure we are looking for A+ setups only. We're making sure we are maybe trading light, maybe preserving our capital. Just being smart today. So we'd want to see us come down and sweep that low here. And then see if we're going to displace and get continuation and retracement, or if we are going to sweep and reverse. See what the VIX is doing here. VIX is kind of right in the middle right now. Let's see what YM is doing. YM's a little bearish today so far. And it has been very bullish recently. I mean, yesterday we saw a drop. Yesterday YM was bearish, but up until yesterday YM has been pretty bullish. We're coming down for that low. Today our speakers are at 10:40 a.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Eastern. That's all we got. That's all we got today. So nothing today so far has made me really want to, has shown me enough to take an entry. Let's see, ES is almost to the bottom. It's almost taken out. That's actually not the opening range candle. This is the opening range candle here. So it's still a little bit away as well. A little SMT at the lows here. ES failing to take that low. NQ coming down, sweeping that low. I still would want to see us come down and take that opening range low though, but we do have that SMT divergence. Even then, I'm not going to be blindly jumping into a long entry just because I see SMT. I would still need to see some other confirmations. Patience is everything today. Patience is everything. Don't go and hit your daily loss limit in the first 30, 45 minutes of the market because you want to force a trade, because you want to force your hand in the market. Today is literally one of those days where I'm saying I have to see something perfect, and if it's not there, I'm completely staying out of it. And I'm going to preserve my capital for next week if there's nothing for me to take. Alright, so we're trading into a 1 minute bearish fair value gap, but we have SMT at the lows, and we know we're in this range right now. We came down and swept sell side. Right now we're kind of seeing seek and destroy profile. We're just taking buy side liquidity, taking sell side. And you can see we're just pumping right through these levels again. Hey, well, I mean, man, that's good discipline. Sometimes you need a little bit of a break. Sometimes you need a little bit of a reset. If you find yourself struggling, if you start to feel yourself going on a tilt, like we talked about yesterday in our educational, sometimes it's good to just, take a little bit of a break from the market if you're really getting wrecked by it. Okay, we displaced that 1 minute there. So yeah, right now it's pretty much seek and destroy profile. We started out by coming down and grabbing sell side liquidity below. We pumped up and we grabbed buy side above. We come down and we grab a little bit of sell side. We come up, fail to take buy side, but we come back down and grab some more sell side. And now we're coming right back up. Rejecting pretty hard off that 1 minute bearish for value gap there. Still not enough for me to even want to short this. VIX is looking a little bearish here. Trading above VWAP again. Right, so in this kind of profile, you could be looking to basically just scalp the longs to the liquidity and then scalp the shorts to the sell side. Just kind of a back and forth, not really expecting an expansion yet. I'm not expecting an expansion move until we can sweep that opening range lower high. That's when I would expect some kind of expansion move. So we might just have to wait for that to happen. But if you're someone that wants to scalp and you like scalping ranges, then pretty much all you're waiting for is a liquidity sweep on one side and then to reverse your position back to the other side. The risk of doing that is that you could be getting in right when that expansion move starts to happen. So it's still a little bit of a risk. But it's all just about reading market conditions, seeing how we're moving. And right now, that's the only kind of moves we're seeing happen right now, is just those quick internal liquidity grabs. So I'm completely okay with staying out of this market in this current moment right now. Just waiting for a price action to clean up a little bit. Clean up its act. So we trade to the top of that 1 minute fair value gap, 1 minute order block. And really all I'm focusing on, all I see us doing right now is, like I said earlier, is going from the bearish fair value gap on the 15 to the bullish fair value gap on the 15. Back and forth. Staying inside of this range. Staying inside of this range. Well, while this market's moving slow, what do you guys got going on this weekend? You guys chilling out? You guys turning up? Maybe a little bit of both? No plans, so you're chilling out? Doc, what is that? I'm not sure what that means. HK, wouldn't expect anything else. Pool party tonight, beach on Sunday. Now that sounds like a nice little weekend. Baling hay bales. Oh, I see. You're putting in that work. Putting in that work. I respect it. Yeah, Pulenta, I'll just be waiting for my invite to that pool party. I know you probably lost it in the mail or something, right? You probably just sent it and then it probably got lost. All right, sick. I'll hop on a flight real quick. All right, we're coming down for that opening range low here. Good luck flying. Thank you. Back for some sell side. Let's see what we do if we want to come finally take out that opening range low, maybe get some SMT divergence between NQ and ES and be able to reverse our position back up. But if we get a strong breakout, that's when I'd be looking for shorts. But if we come down here and just kind of sweep, we could set up a silver bullet long here. All right, so we've grabbed sell side again. Let's see if we're going to come down for that low. Or if we're going to pump right back up. I mean, I would expect us to try to sweep that low. So far, we have not done that. We have had two 15-minute candles since our opening range, and we have not swept the opening range low or high yet. Few bearish fair value gaps above. We're still looking pretty bearish here. Overall, we're still looking bearish. And this is what we're doing. We're coming down and grabbing sell side and pumping. I still wouldn't even want to take that long down here, just because of how close we are to that opening range low. One minute bearish fair value gap here. Two-minute fair value gap there. And now we're just pumping right through these levels again. The 5-minute we can see is just nasty right here. This price action is not good. Not good on the 5-minute. We just pump right through that 1 minute, displace it. Alright, so like I said before, if you are looking to scalp this market and to trade the range, you would just wait for that low to get swept and try to long it. But again, that's pretty risky. Still risky, especially when we're so close to this low. So far, if you did that every time and just scalped it, it would work out pretty nice. Scalp this long up, and then right when you see it start to drop, you sell. Or you just sell once we enter that fair value gap, and you scalp that long up, sell inside the fair value gap. Just a little too risky for my liking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the likelihood of a rate cut in September is like almost 100% now. It's at like 99% or something like that. So I think we're for sure seeing a rate cut in September. At least that's what everybody is thinking. That's what everybody is saying. I don't know about multiple. I'm not sure if they're going to cut rates twice. But it sounds like they're going to at least once in September. Just coming up. Which sounds good to me. Let's get those rates down. Let's get that interest down. Because it really does. It has an effect. It kind of has a trickle down effect on a lot of other things, because a lot of other industries will get affected by it, and that means those rates will go down typically if the Fed rate goes down. Yeah, that would be big. That would be big. That would be helpful for everybody in this country. Yeah, those interest rates are brutal. Brutal. Well, yeah, we'll probably see. This is not a professional opinion about economics, but what we usually see is once the Fed rate cuts happen, it'll slowly start to affect the housing market, which will make typically the housing interest rates go down as well. As long as inflation is under control. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as they're not cutting too early and then inflation goes through the moon, up to the moon, I'm good with it. It's crazy. Even with inflation going down a lot, we still see these crazy prices in grocery stores and for normal products. Locked in 15-year at 2.75. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful deal right there. It's a nice interest rate. Yeah, demand will definitely go up, which could make it could make the house prices a little bit more expensive. That's like the thing about real estate. That's kind of like what I'm looking to do too. You know, I want to buy a house as well. But it's like they tell you just get in whenever, just get in when you can. They say you shouldn't wait. But it's hard with those interest rates. You want to get locked in at a good rate. Trading on the lake. Look at that. Beautiful. He's got his whole monitor and setup on the jet ski. Hey, there we go, MP. So we came back up to that fair value gap. We're dropping right back down. This range is kind of nasty right now. I don't really like it myself. Yeah, no, there's no way we're back to those 2019 prices exactly. Unless we see that's 100%. Yeah, I don't really want to see a recession. Don't really want to see that. I always make the joke like I wish I would have bought a house in 2009. I'm like I was like 9 years old. I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when in 2000. Yeah, but the cool thing is there's always going to be opportunities. There's always going to be that next opportunity out there. Yeah, it would definitely would increase. It would increase for sure. It seems like the Fed has done a pretty good job of getting our inflation down so far. 23. 23. So I'm hoping they continue to do a decent job. Blockchain. Yeah, when I found out about blockchain, I didn't really know much about it until like when I started getting into trading, back around COVID. Um, that's when I started doing research into blockchain. Someone had mentioned it to me. They're like, you got to look into this stuff. It's crazy how it works. And it could definitely be the next. I mean, you already see it with Bitcoin and with these cryptocurrencies. It's the unregulated, and I think that's why the government doesn't like it too much, and they want to keep control of it because they can't regulate it. Regulators. Dang, back in 08, 09, what was it trading at back then? 2 million SHIB. What's that price at? Yeah, I used to be like just kind of I used to not really care about crypto very much. I used to think like, well, it's just kind of untrustworthy. But the more I look into it, the more I'm like, yeah, I think I want to be a little bit more invested into crypto. Some dude in TJ. Man, it's crazy because you're always going to have people being like, hey, yo, go invest in this company, go invest in this company. And you never really know. I met a guy recently, and he was telling me that his dad was working for like Verizon or AT&T, and they were working with Nvidia, and this guy from Nvidia came from Taiwan and told his dad to invest in their company. This was back during COVID, and his dad threw, I think it was 10 grand into Nvidia, ended up making over 2 mil off of 10 grand. Like, that is insane. Yeah, it's a nice little return. $59.2. Nice. I hope that one explodes for you. Is it considered insider info if it's someone that doesn't work like as an executive though? Like if it's just a normal employee, I don't know if that's technically inside trader or insider trading. All right, we're coming down for that low now. All right, so we're sweeping that opening range low. We're sweeping sell side. I would like to see this one reverse back to the upside, but we might see this one break out. These shorts could break out here. It would be nice to see a little bit of a reversal to be able to catch a good move up, but we could very easily see these ones really break out here and go down for some sell side. We're really dropping now. We got just about 2 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close. Again, it's one of two things. Does this 15-minute displace the low, or does this 15-minute come back up and just get, sweep liquidity? Best return I've had was Dogecoin. Yeah, I had a nice little return on Dogecoin during COVID as well. I had no idea what I was doing. I just saw a bunch of people on the internet were investing in it. I was like, all right, I'm down. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll buy a meme coin. Yeah, I literally threw in like $100, $110 back in the day. That was like 4 years ago. And then within like a month or two, I made like over $1,000. And then I just pulled it out because at that time I was like, yeah, I could use this money. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. All right, so we're still dropping. Looks like we're going to displace on the 15-minute here, which means we could see these shorts come down all the way to London low. So now that we've gotten that displacement. We're about to see that displacement. Now we got to wait for retracement. Look at how that 15 minutes about to close. Strong displacement move there. Let's see if we can come back up. Give us a nice little entry. We jump into these shorts, take them down to our sell side at London low. A lot of reward to be had still. So if we would have just wicked below on that 15 minute and they came back up, I would have been looking for longs. But after seeing us completely displace those lows, I still want to see these shorts come in. Just want to look for a good entry. I don't want to see us pump right through this level. I want to see us trade into that 1 minute. And then see us really reject off that 1 minute, look for an entry off that. If we're going to pump right through that level, then I'll just wait. So we barely just tapped into that 1 minute. Barely. Did we even tap? Yeah, we barely tapped into it. Barely. I want to see a little bit more. I want to get a little bit higher of an entry. I don't want to get my entry down here just for price to retrace up with 1 minute candle. It still looks like we want to drop here. Just want to get a good entry. Again, could get that entry from here. If you guys got the entry, it's still a good entry. Just really didn't want to rush into it and get too low of an entry there. But looks like these shorts still want to step in. Barely tapped into that level. Looks like these shorts are really going to come in here. Did anybody get a short entry there? I don't know if anybody did. I wanted to see us trade just a little bit into that 1 minute and then get a nice rejection, but we barely touched it and then dropped right away, and I didn't want to get a low entry down here. 19,826, 19,848. Oh, nice, guys. Nice. Good stuff. I mean, you guys are already catching a nice little trade there. There we go. Again, the one thing I didn't want to do today was get a low entry and just have price run right through my stop before making that move. So that's why I was just a little cautious about jumping into that. And I'm okay with that. But if you did get in those shorts, yeah, they've already hit a good amount of ticks there. Good amount of ticks. That ultimate level is that London low that I want to see price drop to. See if we can create one more fair value gap for us to trade into. Give me one more chance. Just take a chance on me, NQ. Come on, come back up. Come back up. There we go, Maxim. Good stuff. Let's see us test that 2 minute OB and test that 1 minute fair value gap. With the momentum we're seeing now, I don't know if we're going to come back that far, but I would like to see us do that. Oh, there we go. Come on, just tap into it. Tap into it for me. Just tap into it for me. You would just have, it just depends. Like, if you want to work around the capital gains tax, you would have to, not work around it, but if you would want less tax and you want a long-term tax, you basically have to keep it in your account for over a year. If you're going to be taking it out anytime sooner, you're paying that capital gains tax, that short-term gains tax, which is pretty high, and which they're even trying to raise again. But then, you could try to grow your account for a long time and not take any money out and hold it and get that long-term capital gains tax, which is a little bit less. I forget what the exact number is for both of them, but it's pretty high. It's pretty high. Well, you're just paying a 1099 tax with those PAs because you're technically a contractor. Okay, we're trading into that 1 minute. Let's see if we reject off of it. Yeah, you can write off your trading expenses. Okay, so we disrespected that 1 minute and it makes me want to wait to get an entry here. We're dropping. I just don't like that we disrespected that 1 minute. Yeah, right. Taxation without representation. I don't feel very well represented. So we're still looking extremely bearish here, guys. I just don't like that we come up and we disrespect a 1 minute fair value gap and then we drop again. If we would have rejected off that fair value gap, respected it, I would have looked for those shorts. Yeah, I saw that. What are they trying to raise it to? Like 40 something percent or something like that. It's like almost half of what you make. Yet the Senate can do insider trading and have no punishment. I do think it's a little whack. And it's like both sides are doing it. A little bit corrupt, if you ask me. Yeah, yeah, a lot of bit corrupt. The Crusades, that's very specific. I don't know about the Crusades. So guys, at this point, I'm just waiting here to see if we get maybe a retracement to that 5 minute up there. All right, I didn't want to get in the shorts after seeing us displace that 1 minute bearish fair value gap. I mean, I don't really like to talk politics. I'm going to be honest. If I could vote for somebody different, I just want someone, a little bit more competent. Maybe a little bit younger. I'm pretty moderate myself. I'm a pretty moderate type of guy. I would just like a politician to really just to tell me what they're actually gonna do for our country, instead of arguing about their golf handicap. So that's what I'll say politic-wise. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, every president we have, they're going to get criticized. Every president we have is going to make mistakes. There's obviously some that have been worse than others. Man, we just can't. Let's tap into that 5 minute there. I want to see us tap up into this 5 minute here, guys. Look for a short off of that level. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was watching the debate, and I literally thought I was hearing things when they started talking about their golf handicaps. I was like, that's crazy that they're talking about that right now. Yeah, I feel that one. Okay, so ES did tap into that 5 minute. Still moving. We're still pretty volatile here. I still don't like getting an entry down here. I want to see if we can tap into that 5 minute and get an entry up here. Oh, yeah, no way. I mean, I've seen both of their swings on video. I think Trump's got a lot better of a golf swing. I think he's a little bit more mobile. Barkley. You talking about Charles Barkley? This swing is pretty awful. It's gotten better. But it's still pretty bad. Okay, so, I mean, we saw ES trade into that 5 minute and drop, and now InQ's kind of following. I still don't really like getting an entry up here. I mean, I just want to see us tap into a good level for me to short off of. It's kind of like we saw yesterday where we're getting that drop, but I still don't see the best level for me, that I really want to jump in off of. We barely tapped into this one, and by that point, I didn't want to get an entry down here just for us to retrace further into that 1 minute. We're kind of chopping right now. Just ranging up and down, so I still don't really like any of these entries. You know who I think should be the president is Joey Chestnut. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt at the RNC. I saw Hulk Hogan on a cruise one time when I was younger. Chop, chop, chop. Get out of this chop. Can we stop chopping? So, still no trades for me taken today yet. I'm okay with that right now. Yeah, I try my best. Try my best. Like we're still trying to come down for that sell side. Still trying to grab that London low. Just don't like this chop that we're getting. Got a 1 minute bearish order block here. Could see us drop from this level. Not looking at as much reward as we saw before, obviously. To that London low. Not as much. Could still see rejection here. I like the rejection off that 1 minute OB so far. But I just don't like the chop in the range that we've been getting. Got a 5 minute OB that we're bouncing off of as well. We created a 15 minute imbalance up top. We've got the 5 minute imbalance up top. Let's see if we want to come grab these equal highs, trade into that 5 and 15 minute imbalance, and then short from there. That would be a nice setup from there. Seeing us trade into that 15 minute, 5 minute imbalance, take some equal highs, drop down to London low. Could be a pretty good setup up there. Yes, almost swept London low. Didn't get there yet. This is that short I would love to catch. There's a lot of reward. From the bottom of this fair value gap to London low is about 300 ticks. That would be a nice short position there. Yeah, it is OPEX today. So just another reason why we see a little bit of volatility. Alright, so the ideal short for me would be off of that fair value gap on the 15 and the 5 minute. ES did grab yesterday low. NQ grabbed yesterday low this morning, but ES failed to take out London low there. So we still are seeing a little bit of divergence. Actually, not really too much. Let's see. Yeah, we did see a little bit of divergence there. A little bit of divergence. Let's place the 1 minute order block here. So I just want to see us come up, grab equal highs, trade into this bearish fair value gap, and reject it. Take the shorts all the way down to London low. Call it a day. That's what I would like to see. All right, we're trading up to that level now. Again, I need to see a rejection off that fair value gap, because we are forming a little bit of a reversal pattern here if we close above. Okay, I just want to see us trade up into that a little bit more, give us a better entry, but we might not. We barely touched into that level. Now we have SMT. Looks like we might drop here. All right, I'm going to try out the shorts here. I'll keep a very tight stop. Or not a tight stop, but I'll be monitoring this very close. I'm going to keep just 2 cons in right now, half a position. Just because we got SMT and we tapped off that fair value gap there. So I'll go 19,825.75 for a stop. So still a little bit risky of a position here just because we are moving up, but we didn't create that breaker. We bounced off the 15 and 5 minute imbalance. We got SMT at the highs. So just a few different confluences there. We'll see if we can get some follow through. I don't like where my stop is placed. I'd rather it be higher. But again, just testing it out. Got a few different confirmations there. See if we can get follow through. Again, looking at that 15 minute, we barely touched into it. Into the 5 minute. Looks like we're not going to get that. Let's see here. I'll hold on to it for now. Like I said, not risking too much here. Just going with the light position today. I don't want to go heavy. But got a few different confluences on that one. We traded up to the point we wanted to. We got SMT, traded into 2 in the 5 and the 15 minute bearish imbalance. We failed, we wicked down, and then we're seeing this. So again, I'm down to test it out. We're obviously a little bit choppy, a little bit volatile. See if this one wants to come up to our stop, if this one wants to fall through. Ideally, my entry would be in this fair value gap, but because we wicked so quick, I wasn't able to. Because placing my stop here, it's not the best level because we don't have it above our previous wick or above a previous high. So we're just kind of chopping. I'll set a limit order down here at the lows just for one con. I'll move it up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see if we're going to keep chopping, if we're going to chop up and grab our stop, if we're going to get that drop. I'm not liking the chop here. I don't like the volatility. We're barely staying alive right now. Like I said, I'd preferably want my entry to be pretty much where my stop is or a little bit higher. Sometimes you got to work with what you got. We still have that SMT. And now we're just chopping it up. Now if we created a bullish reversal pattern, I wouldn't have gotten into this trade, but since we wicked down and failed to, I still like it. Man, we're chopping. We are chopping. And almost hit us there. Looks like we're going to get stopped here. Looks like we're going to get stopped. Yeah, okay. So we got stopped there. Again, ideally, I'd want my stop higher. I'd want to get an entry up here. So I might look for one more entry here. We just, right when we got in, we started to chop. I still want to see these shorts come in. I still see a lot of confluence here. But like I said, there's a reason I'm going in pretty light right now. I'm not going full position. So let's see if we want to tap into this a little bit more. We still have that SMT. Another rejection there. Just don't want to get too low of an entry again to where I have to have a bad stop loss. Okay, we're pushing up to the 50% of the 5-minute. This is where I want to see us reject. I'll give it one more shot here, guys. One more shot here. 19.82750 is my entry. Still got that SMT. I'll keep my stop above this wick. 19.84125. If we start to pump too aggressively, I'll just pull it out. I'll just get out. I mean, that was another great rejection off that level, and now we see us pumping again. So we're just, not seeing the follow through yet. I still love that rejection. We still got SMT. We traded to that exact level we wanted to short off of. Let's see if we get any of that follow through. If we start to pump super aggressively and we're gunning for my stop, I'll probably just cut it early, not let that full stop hit. See if we can get that drop from here. Let's see if we can get that drop. Got about 5 minutes until the close of this hourly candle. This is where I'd want to see us reject. I'd want to see us go down to London low. But right now we're just not seeing the follow through we want to see. So down to this low, it's 212 ticks away. Man, so volatile right now. So we hit like 44 ticks there so far. Yeah, and if you want to take more of a one-to-one, you could look for around 50, 55 ticks. We almost just hit 50 ticks. I might even look to just scalp this one a little bit more because we're not really seeing any follow through. We're still seeing the chop. This is that exact level I'd want to see us drop from. We got a little bit better of an entry there. Our stop is above the 50% level of that fair value gap, above the highs. I like this entry better than our last one, but we're still not seeing the follow through. So I'll think about cutting my loss early if we're going to come up too high. Still want to see us reject this level. We still have SMT. So I've got all these confluences here. This one's really just about timing. Is this the time? Or is it going to chop for a while longer until this new hourly candle forms? So obviously a lot of pullback on that hourly. We might see us chop around a little bit until that next hourly candle. Might want to just cut my loss here. Looks like we're not really stopping here. I mean, I'll just hold my stop where it's at, honestly. I've already got it set. I'm not going to cut this one. I already know my risk. I'm just going to hold it where it's at. You can always, if you don't like the trade, you can get out at break even if you want to. If you want to just de-risk, cut your risk out, you could always get out at break even if that's what you're trying to do. We're still rejecting off that level, but we do have that new hourly candle coming in pretty soon. So we might see a little bit of a manipulation. I still like that we're rejecting that. And we still have SMT. But we're just not seeing the follow through. So if you wanted to cut that risk, you could always get out around break even. We're right near break even. We're right at break even right now. So if you're going to hold, just understand your risk. We've got 1 minute. We might see some volatility. We might see a little bit of a manipulation move here, which could come up and stop us out. Just be aware of that. We've pretty much just been hovering around break even for most of this trade. A little bit in the profit, a little bit in the red. So, I mean, I'm just going to hold this one. Honestly, I'll just hold this one. At this point, I already know my risk, so I'm good with holding it. I have my levels. I have my confirmations. The one thing I don't like is that we're about to close on the hourly time frame. We might see a nice manipulation up here, so just be aware of that. Looks like we're getting that right now. Just be aware of your risk here. That manipulation could happen right now. And we're seeing it happen right now. There it goes. All right. Well, I tried it out. Tried a few. Kept my risk, pretty tight. Didn't go heavy. I was down to try that out. I had Confluence. I liked the position. I liked the setup. Just didn't see follow through. It was right there. We had SMT. We traded into a 15-minute bounce. We took equal highs, and now we're just seeing us pump. So it's just one of those days. But, we were patient. We waited for a setup. I saw a setup that I wanted to take, and I took it, and it just didn't work out. So now we're seeing that hourly open, possibly manipulation, or we're just going to see these longs pump up here a little bit all over the place. But yeah, guys, remember, that's why I tried to emphasize going light, right? Normally I'm going 4 cons. Today I'm going 2, right? That's how I look at days like this. So again, 2 losses, half a lot. I'm okay with it. I'd rather just walk away and not really put any more risk into this market now after seeing the way it's moving. All right, seeing a pretty solid setup. Seeing multiple confluences, seeing us trade into it, get a rejection, and then price runs right through all of our levels. So probably won't want to put any other risk into this market right now. I'll still look at the charts here and there to see if there's any trades I'd want to take. I'll still see if there's any trades I want to take, but don't get that Friday FOMO or that Friday revenge trade attitude and go and blow all your accounts just because you want to make that money back on Friday and you want to, be green going into the weekend, right? If you're not green, it's okay to walk away. We still have Monday. We still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So this is the easiest day. A day like this is the easiest day to revenge trade and go and blow all of your accounts. It's the easiest time to do that because you see all the price action moving fast. You want to make your losses back, so then you start over leveraging, you start trading, and before you know it, you've blown one account, multiple accounts. So just don't let that happen. Like I said, today was a light day for me. I was going to try out a trade. We tried it out, didn't work out, and now I'll call it. Now I just take my loss and I walk away. Now I'll go focus on something else. I'll go do something else for a little bit. I'll still keep my eye on the charts. But just a lot of volatility, a lot of chop. So I'll probably stay out the rest of the day. But yeah, guys, so not the best week. It was kind of right in the middle. We started off the week pretty good, and then past 2 days weren't the best. But still, even in the past 2 days, in today, I've kept very tight risk on purpose because of the market we've seen. And there's a reason for that. It's because I don't want to take big losses on days like this. If I'm going to take a loss, it's going to be very small. It's going to be very minimal relative to what I normally see. And that's how it should be for you too. That way, come Monday, we have a good trade setup. We have good price action. We have a good day. We should be able to make all of our losses back in one day because of our risk to reward. Right? That's what it's all about. So let me know if you guys have any more questions or anything for the rest of the day. I'll still be around. Hit me up if you need to. But I'm going to call the session here. I'm not going to risk anything else right now in this market. Rather stay out. Gave it a shot. Market didn't want to do what we wanted it to. Say good game. Good game to the market makers. We move on. And we'll be back. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Please, please, please take care of those accounts. I hope you're really understanding what I mean when I'm talking about my risk management and how you don't see me going super heavy on days like this. All right, so take it easy. I'll talk to you all soon. God bless. If I don't talk to you, this weekend, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Don't ruin your weekend by blowing your account, please. Don't do it. I'm begging you, don't do it. All right, everybody. Well, you stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Peace out.